All right. No Zoom. Let's go.
First of all, welcome back to Indy face-to-face. But two questions just kind of jump out is, why do you want to do this, and why do you think you can do this?
Yeah, that could be a long one. I'll try to keep it as simple. I've tried to make this as simple as I can. I'll try not to get emotional, actually, you asking that. As simple as can be is a coach that I love and an organization that I really enjoyed being with. Mr. Irsay believing in me in that year in 2020 when it didn't go so good in 2019. And shoot, the teammates that I were able to play with, shoot, 14 of them are still here. Training room's the same. PR guys are the same. Equipment room's the same. And they wanted me. And, I try to keep it as simple as that. And, a game I love to play, a game that I thought I was done playing. Certainly, I wasn't really hanging on any hope of playing again. I'd kind of thought that ship had sailed. But something about it excited me. And it's kind of one of those deals, the door opens and you can either walk through it and find out if you can do it or run from it. And I know that there's risk involved, obviously, of what may or may not happen. But the only way to find out is going for it. And I just felt almost like it was a gift, another opportunity to play and cut it loose with your guys in the game you love to play and the dream that you got to live. You may get some bonus time. So I really kept it as simple as that in my mind, and here I stand.
Bill, it's a tough game. Physically, you ready for it? Ready for this?
Yeah, we're gonna find out that too. I think so. I know. I know it is tough, and I know 5 years is a long time. Believe me, that weighed on me a lot. It being so long, but it also is a game I've played a long time and stayed in over the last 5 years. And I know high school ball is different, but staying involved in the game. And I've watched the Colts and the Chargers every Sunday, about every snap, and I watch about every game there is. And I know that's not NFL playing quarterback. I know that's a far stretch from that, but it's not like I just kind of shut football down and I'm trying to pick it back up. I've been still been very into it since I've been gone. But yeah, no, it is a physical game and it's fast, and dudes are big and fast, just like they were. And so I'm just take it a day at a time, and I do feel good. There's something about being back in this building that feels right, and I'm just thankful and like I said, really just taking it one meeting at a time, one lift at a time, and really embracing it and going after it.
So you retired with the Chargers in July, and you're a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, which that could change if you play. So all of that, did that weigh at all, just your decision to come back? And I guess what about this game, all these years in, that you just can't really quit?
Yeah, the Chargers deal in the summer was special and emotional. They surprised me with those linemen coming down there, and again, that was the intent. I mean, again, I've not given any thought of actually, playing again, until about 48 hours ago, to be honest with you. So, but it seemed like this wasn't just any place or any coach, or it wasn't. It's not like, oh shoot, I hope see what happens in the league, and I'll see if I can get ready. It wasn't that. And you mentioned the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's been it's a real honor to be mentioned with those other 25 guys, certainly. But that's just not. I'm not holding my breath on that, and I'm not. Hey, I hadn't been counting down the years. I mean, and with all respect to the Hall, if one day I can be a part of that group, it will be special, no question about it. But the extension of that time, if that comes to be, was not a factor in my thinking.
What were you doing Sunday night? I mean, when Shane called you, or Chris called you, I guess it was Shane.
Well, yeah, I saw the injury live, and I mean, terrible. Feel terrible for Daniel. I want to take a step back from your question and mention too. I talked to or texted with Daniel about him being so gracious about 17. That was certainly meaningful to me. And obviously didn't want it to be like this again, and didn't ever think of anything like all this. All this happened so fast, but. Him being gracious and saying, shoot, heck yeah, go for it. But But he was having a heck of a year. Obviously, the injuries, in the last few weeks, and then the crazy injury on Sunday. I will say, when that happened, I mean, I kind of just, in my mind, I was like, what in the world? I was like, just kind of how crazy it's been with the quarterback position. And I have to admit, I thought, well, I wonder if Shane will call later, but kind of thinking, I don't know, and so it was one of those deals. I was like, shoot, you immediately, the competitor in you, and you get kind of excited, like, man, shoot, are you serious, and I was like, well, we'll see, and then Monday morning it kind of sped up a little bit, and I just said, well, I got to get up there and throw. It's one thing if I, throw the ball here in this out back and to a stationary target and it feels pretty good, but maybe y'all look at it and say, So I was like, I want y'all to be honest. Let me just get up there, and so that went well on Monday afternoon. Again, I know routes on air is not playing the position on a Sunday afternoon. I do know that, but I don't have any reservation in going out there and routes on air and doing that stuff. It still feels good. Obviously, some of the football movements and the things you can't simulate in a game, absolutely, I have not done, and I don't think you can do them in any other way but being in the game. So, again, we're going to take it one day at a time. I'm excited. I feel good. It's also very comforting to know the offense. And that's a big deal. To be able to see that call sheet on Tuesday morning and be able to know what every play is. But a few tweaks here and there that they've done over the years. So that's a big part of it as well.
What was your family decision? What did your family react to this when you thought about even considering?
Yeah, well, I think like all of us, even me. I mean, you're a little scared, a little nervous. I mean, all the above. All the any adjective you can throw in there that's a synonym with those. But excited. Excited. I mean, I think my wife's been my biggest fan the whole time I've played, and she's nervous about the physical aspect of it. As you would expect any wife to. Shoot, I mean, for 250 games or whatever it was, that was a risk. As you see every week. Whether you're 24 and in the best shape of your life, or whether you're 44 and not so sure, anything can happen. So that has never been a concern of mine. And you never hope something like that, right, or expect something like that to happen. But shoot, something like that happens. I got a long time to recover, so that's for sure. But no, they've been very supportive. I think my younger children are most excited. I shouldn't say most excited. They're excited because they don't remember Dad playing. My 6-year-old actually asked me like 4 months ago, like, Dad, why don't you play anymore? And I'm like, hon, I'm sorry. Best you're going to get is me coaching on the sideline, because they were seeing, a highlight or they're pulling up some, old games. My boys are fired up, obviously, but I think share the same sentiment. A little nervous, like, Dad, you think you can do it, And then my older girls are real excited because they're a little bit confused. They're like, shoot, I was 12. Some of them, now all of a sudden they're grown adults, married, and they remember 16 years old going to the ball game. So it's been a whirlwind of 48 hours, I'll say. But each moment that goes by, I feel more and more confident. I really do. I think for me, the decision wasn't easy. And because of all the things that you all can imagine, there's human nature to have a little doubt, And I think for me, working through that was, well, that's normal. That's normal to have a little doubt. Who wouldn't have doubt after 5 years? But where's that? Is that doubt real or not? And it's like, well, let's again, like I go back to our first answer. The only way you can find out is to go. And so I've been excited. The guys I've talked to too, and again, we're taking this thing one day at a time. But I'm not here to stick and save the year or be a hero by any means. We got to stick and run the crap out of the football and play defense and do all those things. So if that comes to be, and I'm the one that's out there, I'm not here to try to save the day. I'm going to know where I'm limited, and as we go, it will get better. If that's the route that we end up going. But again, full confidence in Shane and Chris and the organization in making those decisions as we move forward each and every day.
What was your initial reaction getting the call from Chris and Shane, and what would you say were some of the biggest reservations that you had of any doubt over the 48 hours before you made it?
Yeah, well, I think I touched on that again. I mean, I think the easiest way to eliminate all the things that can go bad is to stay home. And the only way to find out can you still do it is to go try. And I really try to keep it that simple. And so, again, I don't have any concern from the neck up, and I don't have any concern. And it can be whatever it can be. But to me, it's like, hey, you get to play football potentially for 4 more weeks and maybe then some. And as long as I can live with the results, both good or bad, and go back home and move on, then I was willing to go for it. And I was able to get to that place mentally.
When you were here, when you close to practice, so Steven, Greg, and then JJ, and then we got to get out of practice. So.
Okay, when you were here in 2020, things were kind of unresolved, I guess, at the end of the year. Not on your part, on the teams. Were you at peace with retiring at that point, or were you still, if the door was wide open, would you have walked through it?
Yeah, no, that's a fair question. In my gut, I think the door was going to be wide open. Okay. I really do. I mean, Chris was very upfront, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to evaluate everything," it felt good. I was at peace. I remember where I was walking on one of these awesome trails, that I got to know during that COVID year somewhere up north, and when I called Frank, and it was just right. I just knew. It took me days and days to where my children finally said, "Dad, quit talking about it and just decide what to do." But it was right, and I'm still at peace with when it happened. But I also left knowing I had some left in the tank. But that hasn't been weighing on me over the years. But so I didn't walk away because I felt like I was done. It was just the time to be done for my family and I. And I believe that still to have been true because it's been a great 5 years.
Greg, you good?
No, I'd like to ask one. Yeah, two. What is your playing weight? What do you weigh right now?
Right this second? I'm not sure, Greg. How about that? That's an honest answer.
Second question. You thought when Riley, when Danny went down, I wonder if they're going to call me. This organization's been through a bunch since you left. How many times have you thought, I wonder if Shane's going to call me? Yeah,
not a lot, not a lot, and it hadn't even been considered really, and I didn't think it would be considered. Obviously, I know, I'm not here to evaluate or comment on how it's gone, since 2020 by any means. Some of it's just stinking unlucky in my mind, but. No, I've been pulling for these guys like crazy. Obviously, you pull for coaches across the league and teammates that you played with, and really that's all it's been. I do keep in contact with Shane a little more because we're running the same offense. I mean, I told Gunner last night I gave him a play off the call sheet, and he was like, "Dang," because we ran that play 2 weeks ago in the semifinal game. You know what I mean? It's like so that part's cool. That part's cool. And I will answer your question a little better on the playing weight, Greg. And not what it was when I walked off the field in Buffalo. All right. I can tell you that, but then I'll follow that up with I ain't never ran away from anybody anyway. Right? So I'm gonna. They people say, well, they're gonna know you're gonna be right there, and it's like, well, they knew that for 16, 17 years. So.
What has it been like just being back with Shane in a meeting room setting, trying to figure out how to go attack, a Seahawks defense? Yeah, no, it's been fun. It's been again, it's like it's a little bit confusing because it feels right and feels normal, and all these guys, this offensive staff has been fun to get to know them. Obviously, in short time, a few of them I knew of, and all of it's felt good. Again, I'm excited. I hope I get to see y'all for 8 weeks, but who knows, right? Nobody knows how it's going to all go down. I'm just thankful each and every day, and whatever happens. Again, whatever the result is, if it's over tomorrow, then will you be glad you went through all this? Heck yeah, it was awesome. And so I'm just taking it one day at a time, and we'll see what happens. If that's where it goes, I'll be ready to go. I mean, I'm preparing like that. I mean, I'm going to prepare and push for that, and I'm not push. I don't mean push them for that. I mean push myself to get there. And if that's what we feel is the best, or we collectively feel is the best decision, then we'll go. Got some good memories in Seattle. Some not so great, and I know how good that stinking
team is and how well they're playing right now. So, me at 30 years old, me at 44 years old, going to Seattle and winning in 2025 in week 14 or whatever it is, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. There's been a lot of quarterbacks go in there, and it's been tough. So, again, it came back down from those kind of challenges, but we're just going to keep taking it, one day at a time. Excited to get on the practice field and see how that feels. That's going to be another step in the process. Appreciate you guys.